Hi guys. Hope everyone is having a good evening or a great evening. Today we have more Erika moving her lips and lies pour out. White House Liberty Commission, Trump firing Carrie Boller, pictures of Erika with a general in Arizona that was basically forced to resign. So welcome guys, I'm Cyndi Yates and let's get into the lying lips. Every time I see a video of Erika since Charlie was assassinated, I can't help but think just how wrong she comes off. Guys, I mean, she can't keep her story straight for nothing. Someone should have kept her put away, not able to speak, if they at all wanted us or wanted to keep us from being brought to into the light, in my opinion, allegedly. First off, people are not stupid. And damn sure no one that has seen her entire past and lies come out every single day, every single thing she says, we are able to read and see and hear. We won't be sold that Charlie had a priest over the night before because, well, it was a normal thing to do. How she keeps things like that out until she is forced to face them. And then she lies more with minimizing, like, we are too stupid to do the math. Now, the picture up in the office of the two of them on their wedding day, 2 days before he was killed. In his office, you could see it right behind him, plain as day. Gone. On her video with Glenn Beck, I mean, just right after he was assassinated, it's gone. Again, everything about him just needs to be wrapped up and moved away. She acts like she hadn't been in his office since he was gone during that interview. I call bullshit. When she speaks, her face gives everything away, in my opinion. Maybe she should have used some of that funneled money to take a class on grief, on acting. She speaks about the night before, like the kid in the bed, and you know how kids are so, beat in your face and bounce all around. Honey, you need your rest. Why don't you go sleep in her room? 6'4" Charlie. Go sleep in the toddler's bed so you can get some good rest for your UVU event. Makes sense to me. And then the toddler being woke up for some reason in the middle of the night. Yeah, I don't know. I think anyone in a marriage or a relationship would say with confidence they were probably in a pretty good spat. God only knows what he may be found out, but I can say I have never had a priest come pray over my marriage over a tiff. Dude, just stop lying already. When do you see we are never going to be like, oh, that makes so much sense. Jeez, man, why did we not think of that? In my opinion, allegedly. Everything that comes out of her mouth and everything around her is so messy. And that's because it's all lies. The truth is not messy. Also, am I the only one that gets disgusted every time she uses God, the Bible, or scripture anytime she talks? It's like, no way in hell do you believe what you're saying, or we wouldn't be having this discussion right now. It's convenient to me that we have a White House Liberty Commission meeting just before Bibi arrives in town. And the one person that had the nerve to speak up got fired. And then you got Laura Loomer on X or Twitter saying, Erika, it's time that you file a lawsuit. This has gone too far. Yes, please do. Because then we can get all the flippin' discovery that we have been waiting for. So I would encourage it. Erika, you should do as she said, file that lawsuit. We want all that discovery. Don't we, guys? Discovery is great. So we're going to show you a couple things. I want to start first with I probably should have put this in better order. Right here. So that there is Erika with General Hugo Salazar, Arizona. I got that right off of her Instagram. And internal infighting in 2012, Salazar fired his second in command, Brig General Michael Colangelo, citing a breakdown in trust. This firing occurred amidst a flurry of Inspector General investigations and public accusations of dishonorable intentions and hatchet jobs between the two leaders. Retirement following the release of damning 107-page federal report commissioned by Governor Jan Brewer, Salazar announced his retirement in May 2013, shortly after he left. 21 members of the Guard were indicted on various criminal charges. Interesting that it seems every single person in her orbit are LLC affiliated or generals that, are gross, disgusting. That was the first thing I wanted to show you. And here, Laura Loomer. It's time for Miss Erika Kirk to sue Candace Owens. She has gone too far. Candace Owens is continuing her suggestions that Mrs. Erika Kirk played a role in her husband's assassination. Candace now says Erika should be dragged into the police precinct. Yeah, this is beyond depraved. And how could anyone defend this? We all do, Laura. We all do. I'm not sure, Laura, if your head's been buried in the sand or if you too are part of the LLC group, but we all defend that. And we all would love to see discovery from a lawsuit. So go ahead and encourage that, please. And then here we got Charlie in his office. And as you can see, the back of his head up there, right up there, above the red hat, Charlie and Erika's wedding picture. Poor guy, breaks my heart. Then
happened, so much has changed, and I have to tell you, I pray for the TPUSA staff, and I think about them every day because of the evil that they have been facing. It's just absolute evil, and I want to talk to Erika. I mean, she addressed that yesterday. We don't need to go into all of that because I really want to focus on Charlie's last message. Welcome, Erika.
You the tissues. Oh, no tissues.
Good morning. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
Emotional. Good morning.
It is, 3 months. And you know what you said yesterday, and we don't have to get into this. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but it's evil what is happening. My wife and I honestly have thought about my wife so much because God forbid something ever happens to me. I don't know how you handle this, Eric. I don't know how to be dragged into, you were involved in the death and all this crazy, evil stuff.
No, it's sick.
God bless you.
It's sick.
God bless
It
you.
is sick.
It is.
My family means everything to me.
D-
Turning Point USA has always been in our life and has always been so good to Charlie, and Charlie was good to his team. Everyone loved Charlie.
Yeah.
I get that. Everyone wants an answer to this evil. And
We're staring at
sometimes
it.
the answer is very clear.
Yeah.
The truth is
I
very clear.
Are you worried? Well, and one question, and then we'll go into what the real answer is. Are you concerned about his assassin is in court today? Are you concerned about being able to have a jury that's not been tainted?
No, it's a real thing, Glenn, and you get this. A lot of people don't, and I think that we need to do a better job of educating our citizens about our court systems. A lot of people don't know how an actual trial plays out. I am very curious about how the United Healthcare case plays out. We are living in a day and age where social media can absolutely impact. I feel it can. The reason I say that is because I don't want a tainted jury pool. I want justice for my husband. Anytime we have leads, anytime we hear anything, we send it to the authorities. We're not messing around. None of us are involved in my husband's murder. None of us. Turning Point USA, myself, any of these other crazy accusations, none of us. And so I want our team who's on this case to do what we hired them to do and take care of this. And the unfortunate part is that everyone's acting as if the case and the trial is going to be tomorrow. It's not. Glenn, you know this. The case is not going to be, in full transparency, we're looking at end of 26, beginning of 27 probably. This is not
How do you
something
get a
that
jury?
is going to be happening tomorrow. Say that again?
Well, it's. How do you get a jury with that much time and what's happening? And quite honestly, I don't need you to comment on this, but I think mental illness is involved in some of this stuff that is online. I think it's really.
And Glenn, I'll
honestly,
be honest.
I feel bad.
I
It's
am
mentally.
not. I am not going
it's
to
mental
waste my
illness.
time. I'm not going to waste my time in combating people, going toe to toe, calling people names. That's just not me. That's not how Charlie operated. There's no reason for me to go down a dark place like that. I'm so tired of the fracture. What drives me nuts is that Charlie, he has worked and provided and has blessed us with so much, like literally his book. He has blessed us with so much wisdom, so much. He's just such a good thought leader. He blessed us with laser focus on the mission, on saving this country. But instead, we're so focused on who did what. Like, yes, we will figure all that out. Yes, this is a murder case. He did not die in a car crash. Yes, that will be handled. But my husband's legacy is not about his murder. My husband's legacy is what he left behind.
And it's I just did an hour. I threw out all the stuff that I was going to talk about, all of the problems in the country, all of the debt and the Venezuela and
That's hard to even stomach. And do you ever notice that when she gets asked specific questions, she really has a hard time articulating her thoughts, especially if it has anything to do with Charlie or around Charlie or that day? Because, when she's moving her lips, she's lying.
that was the first stop of the tour. And I know you two had met with your priest
Watch her face.
the night before. And do you think Charlie knew to some degree and had made the conscious choice that I may be taken out early, not saying he knew that day, but that he had any inkling that this might come his way and that he intentionally chose to move forward with faith in God?
It's interesting because I have unbelievable amounts of death threats. My kids have kidnapping threats, death threats. Our whole team has death threats. We knew that there was always going to be a threat, but Charlie and I we promised each other we would never live in fear. And he would say, if they're going to get me, they're going to get me. But he was not messaging people the day before saying, I'm going to be murdered. They're coming after me. Someone's going to kill me. He didn't say that. And I have his cell phone. Didn't say that. And so
He did.
what I do know is that we believe in the power of prayer. And what I do know is that we believe in our sovereign God. And what I do know is that that night before, we did what we usually did before tours. We said our prayer. And we asked the Lord to protect us. And we asked the Lord that his will be done. That's what we did.
Is it true that nobody knows, except for the family, nobody knows where he's buried because of what you are afraid people will do? My gosh.
My gosh.
Why do I need to have people coming to a private place that's for my in-laws? This is their son. This is the father of my children, my husband, my own parents. Like, I want to be in peace when I go and pray with my daughter and my son at my husband's gravesite. I don't need photos taken of me. I don't need
God bless you.
people coming up, tapping me on the shoulder. We have a beautiful place that we will be making for public, yes. And people can ask, well, why did you put on display XYZ when all this happened? Because you know what? If we didn't show the behind the scenes of everything that happened and all that stuff, they would have still said, why didn't you show behind the scenes? If you do show behind the scenes, they're going to say, oh, this is terrible. You can't win.
I know.
I'm not here to win. My audience,
Erika.
My audience is the Lord and Charlie. That's it. That's my audience.
I love you. You have my support. I was there.
Again, her lips are moving and she is lying straight through her effing teeth. It's ridiculous. We had a priest over. That's normal. Bullshit. And we always receive death threats. We weren't going to let that scare us. Listen, lady. He texted his head of security. He texted Frank Turek. He texted Candace. I mean, she lies like a rug. I don't know why anybody let her go out and go public. She is a damn lying liar that lies. I mean, she couldn't carry the truth if it had handles, people. She couldn't do it. And let's see. Let's look at her on the Fox.
Tell me about the day before the shooting.
He was at the office, and we were going to meet for dinner beforehand with a dear friend of ours.
The dear friend is the
who
priest.
I wanted to just be with us and pray with us before the event. It's no hidden secret that stuff on campus is heating up. You see people on campus coming on with guns prior to the event that happened with Charlie, the assassination with Charlie. And so I know that, you know, you and I even talked about how I used to say, you know, Charlie, have you ever thought about wearing a vest? He would nod to that and be like, you know, I've looked into it. But he would always say, if they're going to get me, they're going to get me. He wasn't afraid. Wouldn't have mattered anyways if you wore a vest.
Erika's mom was dealing with a medical issue,
Lie.
so she stayed in Phoenix to care for her. She planned to join Charlie at the next scheduled Turning Point event at Colorado State just a few days later.
He was like, home needs you. Home needs you. Be home. Come with me on Thursday to the next event we have.
Again, you go out on TV, you do an interview, and you tell nothing but lies, that people are able to quickly, as quick as your mouth is spitting that shit out, to debunk exactly what you're saying. You're a liar. And notice how she never answers a question. Never answers a direct question. She spins it and she tries to get sympathy from every answer that she gives. And then I thought some of this was interesting.
Zionism, anti-Semitism?
Yes.
It is under IHRA?
Rabbi,
Sure.
you're up next.
You're not
That
sure?
definition,
So
but
what is the
I would
definition?
love to speak to that. Undoubtedly, anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism, and undoubtedly, and one does not have to support the specific policies of the government of Israel, but to not support the right of Israel to exist, which is what anti-Zionists do, while not taking that same stand to the 28 Muslim countries and 13 Christian countries in this world, is a double standard, is hypocrisy, and is absolutely anti-Semitism.
I think it's also important that we not make Islamophobic remarks while we're here today. I would appreciate that.
I just want to
Since this
say,
is a religious liberty hearing.
God forbid was anything like that said. But if the Jewish people are the only people that you deny the right to have its own state, that is absolutely a double standard, hypocrisy, and anti-Semitism.
Well, as you know, I'm a Catholic, and Catholics do not embrace Zionism, just so you know. So are all Catholics anti-Semites, according to you?
As I said, anti-Zionism, by denying the right of the Jews to have their own state while not saying the same for any other peoples, that is a double standard, hypocrisy, and anti-Semitism.
So just
Mind-blowing. And why are we having these hearings? This is the United States of America. We're free to like who we want and free to not dislike who we want. I mean, for fuck's sake, we got the government, in my opinion, and all the high ballers out here assassinating people if they feel the need to take action. I think we can like who we want and dislike who we want. And then, let's see.
Out. They'll say, for example, oh, well, I have a personal relationship with this person. You know, I'm friendship, loyalty matters to me. I'm not going to call them out. And, you know,
I'm not going to call them out.
That doesn't sit very well with me just because it's not a private interpersonal matter. Usually in these cases, these are like two public figures who are friends, and one of them is saying horrible things that have a negative impact on real people in our culture and our society. And so there's a duty, I think, that we have to address those things, even if it comes from a friend. I think our loyalty needs to be to the truth, first and foremost, above everything else. Mm-hmm. And that you're not being a good friend if you're not willing to confront them when they're going off the rails and do some dark stuff. So friendship, I think, requires that honesty, too. But that, yes, there's a real fear. I think they tried to make an example out of me by showing, you know, they spoke about, I had, you know, Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, you know, go on for 10 minutes about what a traitor I am, you know, what a terrible person I am. You get that kind of, those personal attacks, and those are.
He wasn't gonna say it, but he said it. Wasn't gonna say it, but he said it. Then, as you can see, Carrie Boller has been removed from President Trump's Religious Liberty Commission. No member of the commission has the right to hijack a hearing for their own personal and political agenda on any issue. This is clearly without question what happened Monday in our hearing on anti-Semitism in America. This was my decision. The commission has done an outstanding work through 5 hearings. Two more are scheduled. The testimony has been both illuminating and heartbreaking. Under the Biden administration, Americans of all faiths had their religious liberty not only stolen from them, but were often punished for standing up for their faith in education, the military, the private sector, and even the ministry. This spring, the commission will deliver one of the most important reports in American history directly to the president. Woo-hoo. It promises to be fun, exciting to see and hear about.
They'll say, for example, oh, well, I have a personal relationship with this person. You know, I'm friendship, loyalty matters to me. I'm not going to call them out. And, you know,
But I do.
That doesn't sit very well with me just because.
Sorry, I just had to play that again. There was, if you haven't watched that, you should go back and watch it. It's really good. While it's shitty that Carrie lost her job for speaking up, because the hearing it's quite long and there's a couple of them, but I mean, out of that whole group there, she is quite literally the only one that would speak up and not just bow and agree to all that bullshit. And I find it awfully convenient that this is all taking place days before Bibi gets into town with his badass motorcade. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I mean, in our world, wouldn't it be advantageous for the government and the president to focus on America? What about Americans? Focus on Americans. Focus on your country. God only knows what we're going to get into now that Bibi has graced his presence in the White House yet again. I'm sure they probably had a call out big meeting. I wouldn't even be surprised that some of TPUSA people were there. In my opinion, allegedly. Just to get a rundown and, you know, give me the skip. I mean, why is this guy so obsessed with how Americans feel about them? It's him that give Jewish people bad reps. Sorry, but it's true. It is him that's doing it. Get him out of there. And there might not be such a big problem, but when it's so overwhelmingly disgusting and thrown in our face, and you feel like because you're from the Holy Land, you run our country and have money, and you're able to buy, you know, France and all these. It's so much. It's so much. It's ridiculous. And I don't know. It doesn't look like our president is ever going to stand up and do anything. It is what it is. Like I said before, if we stand together and we keep this always in the front, we talk about it, we keep it going, we bring out the Stein files, and we don't let nobody just push all this back and keep giving distraction after distraction after distraction, and we're not wrapping up Charlie's death in a nice little bow and letting go. No, we got to stand up, and we got to stand strong, and all of us together are stronger. And again, silence is complicity. So we got to speak up, people. Speak up. I want to give a shout out to Ian Carroll for hooking me up. Thank you, Ian. I really appreciate it. And I hope everybody has a good rest of your night. And I will see you again tomorrow, hopefully. And remember, if you like this content, please like and subscribe, share, turn on notifications, and like and subscribe. And we will keep pushing forward, and it really does help the channel. And of course, Ian hooked me up with his web, so I am about to dive into the Steam. Good stuff. And then hopefully we'll be sharing that. And I would love to hear your opinions in the comments. I do enjoy chatting back and forth with y'all in the comments. And if I get more people in here, you know, maybe I can start going live. I don't know. A little scary to go live and not have anybody there, but I don't know. I'm definitely willing to do it. And I definitely like interaction with y'all, even with just the comments. I'm enjoying it. So, and any ideas or suggestions or anything that you guys want me to dig into or cover or you want to do with me, I am all about it. I'm your girl. We can do it. Together we can do anything. So hit that like button, hit subscribe, and hit them comments if you want to get together and do a stream, you want to get together, do some research, you want to make me do something, whatever it is, let's do it. Have a good night. Good night.